Hello friends, welcome back to Fast Analytics. In this video, we will use Google Colab as an alternate tool to Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda. Google Colab is an amazing tool provided by Google which can be used to create models for machine learning, deep learning, and we can also use to code in Python. So without wasting time, let's get started with this amazing tool.
To start with Google Colab, we need to open Google Chrome browser, and we have the Google Chrome browser in front of us, and we need to search for Google Colab in the search box. So we'll type as Google Colab, click on Google Colab. When you click on the Google Colab, so you need to click on the first option, which is says Welcome to Colaboratory. It will take some time to load the page. Yeah. So this is the home page of Google Colab where you will land after selecting that option. And you can see on the page that it is mentioned what is collaboratory. So we have the multiple definition of this Google Collaboratory, how we can get started with Google Colab. And as I've explained earlier, we can use this for machine learning, deep learning, and also for code in Python. And again, this is the alternate tool to Jupyter Notebook. You will not be using your local system resources. When I say the local system resources, that means you will not use your system memory and the storage which you have in your CPU, because the Google Colab is a cloud-based platform and this is open for everyone, and it's free to use. And you should have a Gmail account to connect with Google Colab, because this is a product of Google. So you should have a Gmail account to connect with the Google Colab. So start with the Google Colab. Just sign in with your Google account, and to sign in, we have this option which is highlighting in blue, like sign in. I'll click on this button. Once I click on this button, there I have already mapped with my Gmail ID. So I'll click on this Gmail ID. It will ask for the password. Once you input your password, just click on next. Okay, so once you input your password into the Gmail account, this is the screen where you will land up after inputting the password. And this screen, you can see that we have multiple options, like it's called examples, recents, Google Drive, GitHub, and upload. So for now, you can click on new notebook, let it load for us. So this is the new notebook with the name of untitled 0.ipynb. IPYNB is extension of the Python notebook, and the same extension we have in our Jupyter notebook. So the best point is you that you can code and you can text into the Google Colab using the code and text button. You can see that we have code and text button. So to connect with this Google Colab notebook with the server, I need to click on this button where it say the connect. I'll click on this connect. Once I'll click on connect, it will take couple of seconds to load, and you can see that it's showing us connecting. Yeah, now it says connected and we have some RAM and disk available. So this is the cloud-based system, and on the cloud we have got like 0.6 GB used, and out of total 12.69 GB, and there is also a hard drive of 107 GB in total. So as I've explained earlier, we will not be using our local resources, but it will be a cloud-based platform. So now my notebook is connected with the server, and I can start writing my code. So what I'll do, as I have done in my previous videos, that I'll rename this worksheet as my first code. So in this box, I'll see print welcome to the world of data science. So I type as welcome to the world of data science. I'll click on this play icon or execute icon. Once I'll click on this, the code will execute. Yeah, you can see that it shows the welcome to the world of data science. So the same code I have explained in the Anaconda or in Jupyter Notebook. So to add a new line here, I'll click on this icon where it says the code. Now I have another line. In this box, I'll write as print inverted commas and then I'll tap hello world. And again I click on this run button. Once I click on this run button, it will execute the code. Now it says the hello world. So this is the existing code which you are writing in this workbook as we have done in a Jupyter notebook. But let's suppose that we have some .ipynb file available in our local system and we want to upload that file into this Google Colab. Then how we can do that? So for that, we need to go to the file option. And under this file option, we have this option enabled which says open notebook. I'll click on open notebook. Once I click on open notebook, you can see that we have the same window pops up where it says example recents Google Drive, GitHub and upload. In the recent file, you can see that it is coming as my first code. This is the latest file on which we are working. So by default, this file saved into my Google Drive, and you can see the Google Drive icon is showing here. So that means it is automatically saved in my Google Drive. But for now, we need to upload a file which is available in my local system. To that, we need to go to this upload option. Once I click on this upload option, we can see that we have another option which says choose file. I'll click on this icon. Within this icon, I'll go to my file, the Google Colab, and I have this file. I'll open this file. So that was available in my local drive, and now we can see that this file is available in my Google Colab. I hope you guys are understanding that how we can upload a new file into this Google Colab. Let's go back to our previous file. Okay, so in terms of kernel, like in Jupyter Notebook, we have kernel. In some of the cases, the notebook got stuck or it will not responding. So in that case, we'll restart the kernel in Jupyter Notebook. But in Google Colab, we instead of kernel, we have this option called runtime. So we have this runtime in Google Colab, and it is enabled as of now that we can click on restart runtime. Once I click on restart runtime, if I'm not able to execute my code, if I'm not able to run my code, I'll click on restart runtime. So my Google Colab notebook will refresh from the backend, and then we can start writing our code and executing our code. So that is how we can use Google Colab for code in Python or in machine learning or deep learning. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get the notification for my upcoming videos. Thank you so much.